Hello, the purpose of this video is to go over how to partition rectangles like on your assignment using a ruler or a straight edge. So you will need a ruler or some sort of straight edge to help you do this. Preferably a ruler if you have one to help you measure. So the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to show you on rectangles and then on circles. You want to take your rectangle and line your ruler up at the 0 mark and measure. Now you can see my rectangle here on the bottom is a little more than 3 inches. So I am going to move this over so there's about the same amount of space by the 3 and the 0, and then I'm going to go right in the middle of that and mark. So it looks like right here about the 1.5 is the middle of my rectangle. So if I wanted to draw a straight line this way to partition it, I now have 2 equal pieces. So each one of these would represent 1/2. But let's say I wanted to partition that into fourths. I could do that in one of 2 ways. I could either measure from this line to this line, and notice I'm at about that 1.5 mark, so I would want to go about halfway this way and measure it there and come over here and go from about the 1.5 mark to about the 3 and measure about halfway in between those two. Then I could draw vertical lines this way. So now I have 4 equal pieces. Each one represents 1/4 of the whole. Another way I could have done that, and since my shapes are on top of each other, I'll go ahead and do this, is I could have divided these 2 pieces in half as well. Now I am going to, you can measure or you can eyeball. You want to go about halfway down and draw a line straight across. So each one of these also represents 1/4. Now notice these don't look exactly equal, so I might want to even bring that line down just a little bit, because remember we're trying to create equal parts here, and that looks a little bit better. So each one of those represents 1/4. So that is 2 different ways to represent 1/4 on a rectangle. When you are measuring with a circle, you want to do the same thing. You go to the fattest part of your circle, measure across, and this is about 2 inches. So at about the 1 inch mark is going to be the center of my circle. So if I wanted to split this into 2 equal pieces, I would just draw a line directly down. So this would equal 1/2, and this would equal 1/2. If I wanted to do the same thing for fourths, I would again go across the center of my circle there, where my original dot was, and that one is too far up. So you need to erase and bring it down a little. Because remember, we're trying to make equivalent pieces or equal parts. So now each one of those represents 1 out of 4 total pieces, or 1/4 of my circle. Good luck partitioning your shapes, friends. Remember, try to make them as equal as possible using a straight edge. You can measure. If you don't have a ruler, you can also use something like the edge of a book or the edge of something that is straight, and you're just going to have to do your best to find the center. And I would mark very lightly first with your pencil to make sure that way your lines are straight. Okay, you don't want to try to draw this way, because even though I tried my best, my lines were still squiggly. So always use either some sort of straight edge or a ruler to make your lines.